Good evening, friends. What's up? Welcome back to Saturday night, and welcome back to ROM Hack Races. I hope you are doing great. What a fun weekend it's been, and we're going to keep the fun rolling here. This is, of course, as I said, ROM Hack Races, and for those of you that don't know, every single Saturday we have a freshly made Super Mario World Kaizo level that no one's ever seen before, except for the testers and the maker, obviously. They didn't make it with their eyes closed, but we're going to race it. We got racers signed up, ready to go, and they're going to race it with all their skill and wits, having never seen it before. It's a challenge of sight reading, and it's a whole lot of fun. This week's maker tonight, it's week 289, and we've got a level from all-around Kaizo enthusiast, Super Mario GDQ runner, PB getter, Jank Pickle. They've made some stuff for us in the past, and they're back tonight again with a level called Oblivion's Peak. I think you're going to like it a lot. Maybe put on a sweater, though. We had the testers play the level ahead of time, and they have given it some difficulty rankings, which we and the racers will know ahead of time. This week's level, 6 out of 10 on execution, 7 out of 10 on complexity. The racers know that there are 2 sections, and those sections are rated 4 for length. And speaking of those testers, those fine friends who volunteered their time for that were Mithrillionaire Mason SMW, Gossip Greg, Blue Ribbon High Life, All the Low End, Fen, and me, Glitch Cat. We have got Dr. No tonight, always helping us out, being just the heart and soul of so many things, running the restream tonight, clicking all the buttons, making sure everything looks good, rotating racers in. We've got scouts who are watching all of the 11 folks who have signed up. Dr. No, Star-Lord, Kelgand, and Blue Ribbon High Life are keeping an eye on everybody. And they're going to rotate racers in as we need. So hopefully we'll get to see everybody's progress. We'll get to see who gets the clears. And we'll see them all in order. We've got 11, like I said, and those racers are B2DE, 81, Bunker Games, Ender of Games, Endless Ascent, Germ Dove, Ike SMB, Isherwood, 81, Louis Duce, Nathan MG, Roke Games, and You Fail Me. And to start us out here, we've got Ike, Bunker Games, You Fail Me, and Nathan in their respective corners. Man, we have got, what else? Oh, okay, yeah, that's all the things. All right, good, yeah, that's all the things. I'm Glitch Cat, checking my notes here to make sure I didn't forget to say anything. I'm Glitch, though. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play tonight. If you have any questions or you'd like to learn a little bit more about what we do, you can always go over to romhackraces.com. And I have been randomly joined here by my incredibly fuzzy and orange-colored co-commentator, Mallow the Cat, who was missing me last night because I was out of the house. So he's going to hang out in my lap here and maybe boop the mic a little bit. I don't know if you heard that. But me and Mallow are going to bring you the play-by-play and say if you have any questions, please feel free to just ask in chat. And did I mention romhackraces.com? You can go and download this patch if you want to play the level for yourselves, or any of the other 288 levels that we've had. There's some from Jank Pickle in there, there's some from all kinds of great makers, and I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fun. So get ready to rock. If you're here to support your favorite streamers or someone you like, throw their emotes up in chat, show some support, give a cheer for everybody. Go and follow the racers if you want, they're all getting their names out there. And, it's a challenge of sight reading and consistency, whether or not racers will be able to one-shot something or they'll be able to be consistent enough to get some knowledge and make progress that way. And yeah, that's it. Oh, wait, there was something. I know there's something else I was gonna say. Oh yeah, of course. Looking down on my notes here, the GDQ games list is out, and I'll be really excited to tell you a little bit more about that. I'm sure most people have seen it, but there is some wonderful stuff on there. I was making a list of all the runs I wanted to shout out tonight, and there are just so many. But that's for a little bit later, and right now we're about to get started here. Ike, Bunker Games, You Fail Me, Nathan MG, Ike maybe offline? Am I seeing Ike offline? I don't know, are they on? It's Video James, it's week 289 from Jank Pickle. Let's go. So right off the bat, we're gonna learn what is up with this mechanic. And these are some ice flowers. They can turn sprites into ice blocks, and those blocks have some interesting functionality. You can stand on the blocks because obviously they're a solid ice block, and you can stand on them, and you can grab them, as we're seeing with pressing the Y or the X button. You can grab those blocks and pick them up, use them, smash them into walls, and it looks as though we've got the gold tape right here, but in fact, touching that gold tape will just send you down into the pit. Looks like Bunker Games has figured this out first, we're going to freeze the sprite that is the goal tape, and then after a short amount of time, those ice blocks will fall down to the ground, and that's allowing the racers to stand on that block as it's falling and make their way up into that up pipe. Say that 10 times fast. So yeah, it's a shell and a throw block and a key. It's a solid square object. It also bounces off of slopes, as we're seeing here, and can be used to clear the way and get enemies out of the way. So these piranha plants, you're going to have to watch out. And you might be able to take damage on the piranhas, but it is logical to assume that you will need the ice flower for later, so taking damage might not be in our best interests here. Bunker Games, looks like they're kind of figuring this out already. Keep your eye on the upper right-hand corner. Bunker Games rebounding, making the first ice block, and then bouncing it off the slope in order to kill those piranha plants there, and then needing to use that ice block again. Here goes You Fail Me in the lower left, also making some progress here, but they lost the ice flower. And this is something that I want to kind of mention because this is an interesting bit about this level. Scouting ahead. We've seen this before in other levels where if you've lost your power-up, you know that obviously you're not going to be able to continue. Eventually, you will, run into a situation where you need the damage boost or you need to use your power. But you can always scout ahead a little bit. And if you know what the gimmick is and what you're supposed to have, you might be able to learn a little bit more and be more prepared for the next obstacle. So watch for that and see how that plays out for some of these racers. Bunker Games here in the upper left, and You Fail Me, yep, in the lower left, making some moves. We shall see how that pays off. Got to clear the way, like I said, throwing that block, bounces off the slope, and now we're using it to get the second ice flower. That's what I was gonna say, fire flower, but that's not it. Get the second ice flower out of the block there, and then making some more blocks and seeing what we need to do with them. We got those nice diagonal munchers. We've seen those in a couple of hacks, common for slopes and munchers and hacks with both of those things in it. Got Nathan. Yo, here, yeah, Nathan rebounds, grabs it, and now You Fail Me. Kind of looking for some answers here in the lower left. There are a couple of interesting properties though. Looks like Nathan has figured out the final interesting property of these blocks, which I think is a really cool bit about this level. So check out the lower right here for a second. Nathan is going to rebound that block off the wall, and then as it's moving, that block will push Mario forward as though it were a solid object. Nothing else in the vanilla game does that. Grab blocks will not do that, but in this case, these ice blocks being custom will just slide Mario, and that's how they're able to get under those munchers without actually losing the ice flower power-up that they need. Of course, they don't want to go into the very classic Kaizo trick, that down pipe there. So they're crouching to get under the munchers, but then they don't want to be crouching while they cross over the downward facing pipe. Is that if we have up pipes, are those a down pipe? Is that, you never hear people call it a down pipe, do you? But Nathan has figured out how to get through that, and so that's going to give them a little bit of a lead right now in terms of knowledge. Meanwhile, You Fail Me, still kind of thinking about it, trying to figure out. The arrow is clear, but how do you keep the flower on the other side? And given the fact that the floor in this level is not icy, they're not just able to get some momentum and run and crouch. Looks like Bunker Games has also figured this out. And oh, You Fail Me, getting through? Oh, did they get through? I looked away from their screen and I looked back and they're on the other side of that. So now we're presented with these one-up mushrooms. I can't think of what anything's called in this game today. What are these green mushroomy shaped things? These mushroom objects. And we're going to toss the ice block up to break the breakable block that's up there, and that is setting those mushrooms free. And probably, as thinking with the gimmick as you want to do, probably going to need those at some point, so we're going to see how that works. You Fail Me, okay, has figured out that they want to throw that ice block and then get pushed by it as it's moving. But here's something about these blocks that is a little bit tricky, and was a little bit tricky in testing, which is you can stand on them, obviously, and if you press one of the grab buttons while you're standing on it, you will pick it up, right? In a similar way to a key, you can stand on top of a key and press grab to pick it up. Well, they're in the air, and if you pick something up in the air without doing the block jump, you'll just go down into the pit with no chance of saving that. So under the hood, in their controller technique, the racers are trying to be extra careful to only press the grab button when they want to. and they're trying to kind of regulate that a little bit. And it's more tricky than it seems to not hold the run button in some cases, right? That's a pretty natural thing if you've played a lot of Kaizo, to be holding the run. But we've got Ender of Games and Louis Douce coming in here in the top of the screen. So let's see how they are getting along with this one. Moving along, Ender. Yo, let's go. Ender of Games here, getting a little bit of knowledge, and they are kind of out ahead of the pack right now. As it is. Louis finding a little bit of cheese. So instead of going for these mushrooms, Louis is... Oh, okay, they've chosen to go for the mushrooms. But Louis can... Louis, I think it looks like you can just make that jump without that, which I didn't even realize. So they've got the spring now. Yeah, they are moving. Louis Douce here. Knowledge is really going to be key in this level. Nathan, MG, looks like they're getting to the spring as well. So past the mushrooms, we want to destroy those couple of piranha plants that are hanging out to clear the way and keep Mario safe while they do it. Yeah, looks like Louis has just gone back for the mushroom strat. Oh, Ender. Finding a little... This was a glitch that we did know about. These ice blocks taking them through the pipe will transform them a little bit and transmogrify them into a silly Koopa. Not that helpful here, but we shall see. And yeah, now Louis going for the spring. So you're picking up that spring. Nathan, too, in the bottom right-hand corner. Picking up the spring, and we're going to need that for the next obstacle. I'd like to add that Mallow the Cat says purr. Just in case you were wondering, his thoughts on this all, it's purr. So Nathan here, yeah, watching out. Oh, yeah, gotta watch out for that ice block when it rebounds off the slope there. Dropping the spring, and then the spring will start to move down the slope. Meanwhile, Ender of Games trying for some cheese based on the fact that this little silly Koopa is actually more of a shell. But Louis and Nathan both getting to the spring obstacle. And it's going to skate down the slope there, but the blue coin seems to be indicating, and the gimmick as well would suggest that they need the ice flower there to complete the task. But some kind of spooky stuff going on at some point, so perhaps some cheese might be found. You fail me getting to the spring as well, but trying to use a spin jump to get over that piranha. We'll see if that works out for them. Nathan, though, seems to have the right idea when they get that spring. They're going to spring over the pipe there, and they're going to use the frozen piranha plant to jump up and bop a Goomba out of its little enclosure that's up there by hitting it with the block. That's going to slide the Goomba down the slope, and they're going to need that for the next obstacle, unless they can figure something else out here. Germ Dove coming in the lower left as well. They have also got the idea. Okay, so we're seeing some spins, or we're seeing freezing the piranha plant. I think either way might work. We'll see. We'll leave that up to time to show us the answer. Yo, Nathan. All right. Yo, Nathan, MG, though, making it all the way to the Goomba on the slope with the ice flower, which one can only assume is the intended way to go about this. Now, they have a little bit more knowledge, and they're allowed to sort of sit and read that situation a little bit, but we'll see if that ends up paying off for them. And you know, I didn't even say I feel rude. I hope you are all doing well, having a nice Saturday night, staying warm in this chilly level. This kind of looks like how it looks like outside for me and maybe some of us today. Kind of cold. Kind of cold and windy with some grayness and rain. But I really like the sort of blowing snow effect that's happening as you get deeper into the level. That's really just gives it a nice atmosphere. So it looks like most of the racers getting at least past the double mushroom setup here. And now it's up to them to figure out how to use the piranha plant. Again, too, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. If there's something I haven't explained or you'd like to learn a little bit more about Kaizo, try to get everybody on all the mechanics. But if you're just joining us and you'd like to learn a little bit more, please shout it out. Mallow the cat has no comment, except for purr. I'm trying to do this commentary and watch the race, and he's just like sitting in my lap like, no, pet me. He does not understand that I'm doing something important. And I was out of town last night, so he missed me, and so now it's like I owe him I owe him 100,000 pets. Germdove looks like they're getting past that Goomba as well, but that tricky muncher on the bottom of the slope makes that Goomba grab just a little bit more difficult. They have to hurry and grab that Goomba as it's sliding down the slope in order to have it for the next obstacle. Louie, though, perhaps, I see what Louie's trying for, some cheese. Maybe they were trying for put the Goomba on the edge there and have it wake up, and they would be able to bounce off the woken up Goomba. This level is, I don't know, in my opinion, maybe this is a strange thing to say about a level, but it's contemplative. Contemplative? Am I using that word correctly? Am I pronouncing it accurately? It makes you think. This is a level with some action, but a lot of kind of just like thinking about how these obstacles and situations are going to work together. And I like that dynamic. That's true too, Mithrina. This is not your average ice flower level either. The slopes and the sort of falling block jump grabs really add something to this that you don't often see in levels like this. And then just too, for those not in the know, that block jump grab that we're talking about, that is technically a frame perfect trick, but that's overselling it a little bit. Because all you have to do is press jump and grab on the same frame. It can be any frame you want, but it just has to be on the same frame. So you sort of practice just pressing 2 buttons at once, and that is how you do that. Well, we've got 11 signed up to race right now. Ender, Louie, Germdove, and Nathan, MG, right now on screen. And we've got scouts watching all the rest of the racers, and they will rotate folks in if they're making some progress or jumping ahead a little bit. We usually do a really good job. The scouts do a great job of making sure we get to see all the clears, usually in the order they happen too. Pretty cool. Louis do say though, trying for some cheese, this is where consistency is going to come into play, and I'm never going to stop talking about consistency and one-shots. Whether or not a racer can one-shot something, make some progress that way, or whether they'll be consistent enough at what they've already learned in order to get back to the part that they need another try on. And this one in particular is really rewarding consistency, but also it's kind of a challenge of consistency because of the sort of moving parts in this. The spring falling down the slope, or the 2 mushrooms kind of flying through the air, and you hit them with your ice flower in a slightly inconsistent position, and that adds a little bit of improvisation to that. You actually have to kind of read that situation and figure out when you want to jump as that ice block is falling in order to make the next landing. But we've got those green coins there that are kind of helping folks understand the intended positioning for things. Nathan, yo, yeah, look out. Nathan, MG, Germdove as well, getting back to the Piranha Goomba, and Germdove with a really good idea. There it is. So Germdove, oh, whoa, Germdove in the lower left. This is a read right now, I think. Holy cow, Germdove, let's go. Germdove, oh my gosh, Germdove in the lower left, making progress. Oh, he gone. Oh, Ah. Well, that's never happened before. I believe they're stuck in the pipe. Ah. That is, that pipe seems to let you go into it. It is magic by making the player disappear. This was not the intended solution for this. I think that may be a reset to get out of a lock. I can really understand why they thought they needed to go in the pipe. The left arrow was signaling that, and the Goomba was there as an ice block for them to stand on. But yeah, I believe they may have to reset on that one. Sorry, Germ Dove. Unless maybe you just hang out for like ever and then you like eventually come out. Yeah, that may be a reset. It might be all right if someone could let Germ Dove know that that is that would be a reset. The left arrow is indicating something different than going into the pipe. Reed's too powerful. But that is big knowledge. Knowledge of what you don't do is still knowledge, and can still help them on their way. So Germ Dove with the most consistency right now, and they really have the strats dialed in, so it only takes one run to get back in there. We got Bunker Games coming back in here in the upper left. Let's see how they're doing. Germ Dove right now kind of the front runner. We'll see if they can hang on to that. Remember, these sections were rated 4 for length. Oh, excuse me, there's the H. Oh, there it is. Excuse me, I was stuck in a your stream is loading soon. So Bunker Games, excuse me, Bunker with the most progress right now. They have made it. Wow, nicely done. Made it to the H, and they are now on the second of 2 sections. We got this big ice block now. Can be used as a platform. And whoa, Bunker Games, okay, kind of going to town with this one. Figuring out what they need to do. Kind of a similar setups to the first section, but now we're throwing in a little bit more complexity. Here goes Nathan. They've got the Goomba, the Ice Flower. We'll see if that pays off. But Bunker here, throwing that big ice block onto the slope at the beginning of the level that rebounds it, as we've seen. And they can now stand on top of the big ice block as it slides along. And they're going to use that as a platform to make their way under those pipes and get over to the next area. Still though, one run from Germ Dove could tie this up again. That Goomba jump is a little bit tricky though. Here goes Louie in the upper right as Bunker Games trying to figure out this next setup here. They want to keep that green Koopa alive because that is the only thing they're going to be able to bounce on in order to get over that gap. I don't think they'd be able to make it otherwise. So you don't want to be spin jumping. You can spin jump on piranhas, as we know, but you cannot spin jump on Koopas. You'll just poof them right out of existence. Oh, through the slope, but there's a little bit of knowledge for Bunker if they can take a look. Yeah, they're waiting on this screen to take a look at the situation and figure out what they need here. That's a good strat. Perfectly legal in a ROM hack race setting. But I wanted to call attention real quick to something Germ Dove is doing with the Goomba. If you hit the block below the Goomba immediately, when you freeze the Piranha Plant and stand on the ice block, the Goomba will slide down that slope pretty quickly and you won't be able to catch it in time before it's just right up against the Muncher. So they're doing something pretty smart, which is intended, I believe, in the level, is to stand on that block and just wait for a moment. Because the ice blocks will fall after a certain amount of time has passed. They're kind of like donut blocks. They shake and then they start to fall. And so by waiting a little bit, you can't affect the fall timer for the block. But by waiting a little bit, they're ensuring that the Goomba is in a good position for them to grab it when it finally gets down there. You Fail Me coming in here in the upper right. Mallow the Cat trying his best to get comfy here. I got one cat on my lap that's just like right now. Trying to juggle many things as the racers are. You fail me. Whoa, excuse me. There's a checkpoint as well. You fail me looking for some moves here. And yeah, good call going ahead and just kind of seeing what that's going to be. And if you're thinking about it, you can kind of play the game in your mind. But you fail me and Bunker both on the top of the screen working on section number 2 right now. Germdove and Nathan looking to get out of section 1. So Bunker trying a couple of different approaches. They think it's pretty obvious that they need to bring an ice block with them through that area, but they're working out some ideas for how to go about doing that, given that the Koopa is moving. You can't turn piranha plants into an ice block. And so you fail me. Oh my. Excuse me, I was watching Bunker. You fail me though. They have got the big ice block, and that is a pretty big clue about what needs to be done. So we'll see if You Fail Me can capitalize on that knowledge. Nathan, MG as well, making it to this Goomba and this tricky pipe of death here. But not having the ice flower means that they will not be able to progress. Bunker. Now Bunker, yeah, trying something different. They turned the Koopa, the green Koopa, into an ice block, and they're using that. But You Fail Me figuring out that they're picking up that big ice block that's coming with them and needing to bring that. They're sliding under the little pipe section right there in order to hit the on-off button and open the wall of pink blocks that is blocking the way. Now granted, Big Mario has to crouch in order to slide in one-tile gaps, and you obviously don't want to lose your flower power-ups, so they've got to figure out how to do that without taking damage. Big block, but the coin is the same size. It's just covered in more ice than usual. You fail me. Yo, picking this up. Man, there is that Bullet Bill. They can kind of get another try here by jumping. Yep, by jumping in there and mashing and trying to get out. The big ice block will smash if it is thrown up against a wall or hits an enemy while you're holding it. But while you're just holding it in your hands, as long as you don't do those things, the block will not break. Bunker Games. Whoa. Okay, Bunker trying for some things here. A lot of different approaches for this. It's interesting to see what these racers come up with. You Fail Me back again at the pink block gate, I suppose we could call that part. Usually those yellow blocks, when you see them, usually that means you are spinning in this direction. So usually Big Mario is going to spin and open those ice blocks. Bunker Games too, making it back. This is where consistency might really pay off, and we'll see how that either affects Bunker or You Fail Me. Germdove getting the A for effort though. They're, you know, I believe someone once said, you know, I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never going to keep me down. Think on it, will you? Wise words. Tough stuff when you're racing Kaizo, but it's important to just stay in the moment, keep trying, keep working hard. You know, it's ROM hack races, but at the end of the day, these are tough levels, and you're seeing really good players play against other really good players. So, A for effort for just sticking with it, not giving up, trying to reason out the situation and make the best. I believe it was Socrates who said, "He drinks a whiskey drink, he drinks a vodka drink." Think about it, will you? You gotta, you know, it's just like they always say. You guys, it's just like Atticus Finch said. You gotta sing the songs that remind you of the good times, sing the songs that remind him of the better times. You know? Honestly, and I mean this, this isn't just something silly I'm saying, but, you know, determination in Kaizo is sometimes just as impressive as a quick clear. someone sticking with it and reasoning it out. This is tough. This is tough stuff. I mean, Kaizo in itself is challenging Super Mario, so the determination of sticking with it, trying a new approach if something isn't working. I always get really excited when I see the racers just like try something new. Okay, that wasn't working, it wasn't working, and then they suddenly just do something different. That's good though. That's what you want to be. It's what you want to be thinking about. Nathan in the lower right. Meanwhile, Bunker and You Fail Me working through this section. You Fail Me on a pretty good run. But Nathan, they had a good idea, though. We got Louis Douce coming back in. We got Germdove trying to hit that Koopa. Trying with all their might. Yeah, this is one of those moments for Bunker and You Fail Me where just kind of thinking about the situation, really thinking about what do I want here? How do I use these elements? And here goes You Fail Me though. Oof. Did not crouch under the pipe. That would have gotten them a little bit more progress, but You Fail Me's got the right idea for that pink block gate obstacle. And just in case you were following the saga, Mallow the cat has retired to his favorite cardboard box. We keep a little cardboard box in every room for him, and he has chosen, perhaps wisely, because I'm yakking it up. Louis, though, what in the world? Louis, oh, I see what they're going for. Louis waiting for that Goomba to wake up. They almost got it. So Louis looking for cheese. Germdove being determined. You Fail Me rocking these strats right now, and Bunker not too far behind, but maybe a change of ideas. But Race Brain is real. I mean, you get something that works, you tend to want to stick with it. But there's Bunker kind of figuring out what they need. They see that blue coin there, and so that should give them the idea that they will need the Ice Flower at that point. You Fail Me. Here we go in the upper right. You Fail Me. On the read. They're thinking about it. Yeah. They're thinking about it. In the pipe. And now, oh! Oh! It was a fake out. You Fail Me for the win. Well played. They really, figuring out that large block strat in the second half really put them over the edge. That was well played. You Fail Me. And if you like those skills, if you are impressed with the gameplay of You Fail Me, who you can follow at twitch.tv/YouFailMe, if you were impressed with that, boy howdy, get ready for SGDQ, because I am happy to report, if you haven't heard it everywhere else online so far, that the Super Mario World Kaizo Relay got accepted, along with a absolute ton of other really talented runs and amazing, even some more Kaizo stuff. The Mario World Relay was accepted once again for SGDQ, and myself, Java Bruce, Sojo, Shovda, The Beast, You Fail Me, Juzzcook, Mark Alarm will all be racing at GDQ, so you'll have a chance to see You Fail Me take on some levels on the big stage for a change. Germdove, here we go, back again. Germdove. But Germdove, deliberately going in the pipe again. Um, I don't know if they thought maybe something screwed up or whatever. I mean, for it, I understand why they would think that, because the arrow is not indicating go through the pipe. The arrow is indicating rebound the block off of the slope to the left. That's it. 2 whole wins for Germdove. Amazing. Meanwhile, we got Nathan, Bunker Games, and Louis Duce hanging out and working on this. But yeah, I kind of understand where their confusion is coming from, because the arrow looks like it's telling the player, you go in this pipe, when in fact, you do not go in this pipe. I don't think that's the result of Germdove's setup. I think that's an exit-enabled pipe that wasn't caught during testing. But these things happen. This is, here's something, honestly, here's something about these races, is that the makers put their best work out every week and try to make something really, really excellent. We all have lives, and we are all doing things. The testers are volunteer testers. We try to catch what we can. Sometimes things happen. That's kind of the nature of this. That's ROM hacks, and unexpected things can happen. Cheese can be found. Weird bugs can occur, and you take it in stride. Germdove being a good sport about this, so appreciated. Bunker Games looking for better strats here. Yeah, they're thinking more about this. Got to make some moves. They're trying to open the gate, and then they know they need a block on the other side of that pink block gate. Nathan, Germdove, and Louis. Well, Louis hanging out on section 1. Again, if you have any questions or want to learn more, shout it out. This is a race. I'm trying to figure out how to commentate this well, with so many different strats and different approaches kind of happening here. So if you have any questions or you just want to learn a little bit more, please feel free to shout it out if I did not explain something properly. Yo, nice jump from Germdove. Oh my gosh. They froze that block like under that 1 tile gap and then duck slided in to get that block jump grab. That was great moves. This is what I'm talking about, is the determination. You see good strats even from racers sometimes who aren't necessarily doing it the right way. Oof, Louis though, trying to save it after they took a little bit of damage, getting that 1 ice block thrown underneath there to create the vine that will open the way for them. That was really a good try. Germdove, back again. There's a difficulty in throwing that Goomba and then immediately hitting it with the ice as soon as it's like on the right platform. Otherwise, if you threw the Goomba too hard, it would just kind of bounce off the edge and you wouldn't have anything. Here comes Ike SMB. Here comes a new challenger. Been playing too much Street Fighter. Ike SMB trying to go for that double EX super move. Ah, can they get it though? Nah. They need the damage boost right after they've activated the vine. They need that final damage boost from having the power up in the first place. So a little bit of cheese prevention at the end. Nathan MG though putting it together as well, giving the kicking Koopa the ice block and down the slope. Man, good. I'm just enjoying the I'm enjoying the different strats. Everybody's screen I look at has like a slightly different approach, and I don't know. I think that's fascinating. I like to compare the effectiveness of different strats and see how someone with a sort of an unconventional approach to something will actually manage to find a way in the end. I really like that. Louis Duce looking pretty sharp in the upper right. Almost. Doing some switching around. We got Bunker Games in the upper right, upper left. Nathan MG in the upper right. Ike SMB down below. Louis Duce in the bottom right. We got me and you and Super Mario. And thanks for spending a little bit of your Saturday with ROM hack races. We do these every week, so hey, smash that follow button and come back and see us next time too. We got levels every Saturday, man. Did you know? Roke Games here showing us what they've got. Lower right-hand corner. And there's that H. There's that H for Louis. So now presented with the large ice block challenge. Can't spell Louis Duce without H. Oh wait, yes you can. Bunker 2. Oh wait, Bunker already had it. Excuse me. They were already here. I saw them doing some headbanging at the end. Like, oh, they got it. Oh, they already did. Louis Duce. You know, if you rearrange Louis Duce, it spells cheese the level. Louis Duce, an anagram for cheese extraordinaire. Don't listen to me about what words are anagrams for things. That was your first mistake. So, you know, while we're hanging out here, if you have questions, feel free to ask. But as we know, unless you've been under a rock or living on a desert island or something, here goes Ike SMB in the lower left. But say you're not on a desert island, you probably have seen the GDQ games list is out for SGDQ. And I wanted to just take a second here while we're hanging out to highlight some runs that are sort of adjacent to our community or some stuff that I'm personally looking forward to. Share your own in chat if you've got something you're excited about. But I wanted to rattle off a couple of runs that really caught my eye, and some folks that have really been trying to get runs in for a while. I'm happy to see that they will be doing it. So this SGDQ, you can look forward to the GC7 preliminary list of awesome runs to watch. First up, in the order they appear on the games list, Celeste. Monica's D-Sides by Cararium. I'm sorry if I mispronounced their name. They have been trying to get that in for a while and have done a lot of work on that category. Some custom Celeste maps that I've actually was watching their stream earlier. Very, very interesting stuff, and Modified Celeste is awesome. So definitely check that one out. We've got, of course, Super Sonic Saves the World, abridged percent from Sojo, the one and only Sojo with the Yoshi hat. Thanks for getting a boop from Yoshi. And she will be running Super Sonic Saves the World, that alleged Maddie hack creation that is features what Max Blaster, I believe, or Sonic. Does this actually have Sonic in it? Either way, we're gonna save the world. It's gonna be amazing. Of course, we've also got the big Grand Poo World 3 from Mr. Mighty Mouse, a big game with a lot of hype surrounding it and a whole bunch of levels to clear. We've got, speaking of animal-based runners, Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball from JSR and PB the dog. If you saw PB the Shiba's run of Gyromite, yes, they did a run of Gyromite. They pressed the button with their paws. I was there, I saw it. Well, PB the dog and JSR are back, and they're going to be playing some Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball. They're going to try to win the game. When I was a kid, I had a lot of fun playing Ken Griffey Jr.'s winning run with my neighbor. I don't know, I have a certain nostalgia for that game. So I am excited to see a dog. There's nothing in the rules that says a dog can't play baseball. And you know that one's going to be a lot of fun. I also noticed that there was a Kaizo Mario Galaxy run from 360 Chrism. I'm interested to see how that plays out. I'm really excited to see more modified stuff getting in, more like games that aren't necessarily Mario or Kaizo. But Really looking forward to seeing what Kaizo Mario Galaxy is all about. We've got the Enter the Gungeon race from longtime friend Dan the VP and Rad Ringtail are going to be racing. I don't understand the category. I'm not really a Gungeon player, but I know that run is very cool, and they're going to be doing a race on Enter the Gungeon. Of course, you've got the Mario Kaizo Relay race. We have a 2-hour estimate this time, which, as a runner, I'm like, oh boy, like, whoa, we get 2 whole hours to show off some of the most amazing custom levels that no one's ever seen yet, especially not us. And everyone's like, oh, Glitch, I'm glad that you're racing that. And I'm like, then people are like, I can't wait to see what it is. And I say, oh yeah, me too. I also can't wait to see what the levels are, because I have absolutely no idea what it's gonna be. Creator announcement coming soon. So we're leaving that up to the team. We've got a small army of people who are helping us out with that. Not least of all Dr. No, who has just been so incredibly kind and helpful with so many things, making these events kind of happen and just coordinating everything and helping us out. We got Bunker Games here. Ooh, trying for some moves. A little bit of progress there for Bunker, so maybe they can see what's coming up. In addition to all the other Mario stuff, the Supersonic Grand Pooh World, we got 3. There are literally 3 Kaizo Mario games in this. In addition to that, as listed as a bonus game, so I'm hoping to see the donations come in for that, a Mario Maker troll level race between, and this is perfect, Carl Sagan and Juzzcook. And boy, if I could think of 2 perfect candidates to race Mario Maker troll levels at GD, it has to be Carl and Juzz, right? They are both such fun players to watch in troll leveling and stuff. They've really just made a mark in that kind of area. They're super fun. Not all streamers, I'm kind of speaking for myself here. Not all streamers, aka me, don't do a great job making troll levels fun sometimes, but Carl and Juzz just love it. They love it. Keep saying that. If we say it a lot, it will become true. But no, they seriously have so much fun with troll levels, and I am really excited to see what kind of levels got cooked up for that race. Now, to wrap it all off, at the very end, we are going to get a Super Mario RPG remake run from famed DKC runner Void. They have been putting a lot of time and energy into that game, and the Mario RPG remake is brilliant, beautiful. If you like the original, you will absolutely love the remake if you haven't played it or seen it yet. I don't even think it's a remake necessarily. I would call it a restoration, in the way that you don't like rebuild an old historic building. You just put in modern electrical wiring and bring it up to modern specifications and code, right? It's less a remake and more just a restoration of the old game. It is beautiful, and I know you're really gonna like it. And at the beginning, I did this backwards, but at the beginning of the marathon, we get Dan Salvato, which I am so stoked to see this, because I know they just feel so passionately about this run. It's Yoshi's Story on N64, All Melons, which was a category that, because I've hung around Dan's stream a bit, and I've talked with him about this run, which was a category that was really challenging and almost considered unrunnable for a while. And through the work of Dan and others, they have done some awesome trickery with it. They've got some great routing, and they have turned that into a run that will be showcased at GDQ. So make sure you're watching right at the start, because that's going to be an excellent, excellent run. And one more I wanted to mention, because I don't want to let this one fly under the radar. Exactly, Mithrillionaire, you beat me to it. Zorio, our longtime community pal Zorio, has been putting a lot of effort into, what is it? It's Portal Reverse Map Order. And it's interesting. It's like backwards Portal, and they're going to speedrun it in, 15 minutes was the estimate? Don't let that one fly under the radar, even if it's a quick run. It's a fun one. I've had a chance to see them play it a little bit, and it's interesting. I myself get a little bit confused sometimes with 3D first-person kind of games, but Zorio makes it look super easy and cool, and I know you're gonna really like that one too. So, what are some of yours? What are some of your favorites? I want to hear about it. Some stuff that maybe you saw on the list, but that was kind of some stuff that caught my eye right away, and some stuff from some community friends. I did see that Birds Aren't Real, the game, That's going to be one that I've never even heard of before, so that's always one to check out. Louis Douce, by the way, keep your eye on the lower right. Louis Douce has figured out this big block strat. Ike SMB down here at the checkpoint as well. Nathan MG, everybody working on section number 2 right now. Bunker, Nathan, Ike, and Louis. And if you keep your eye on that on Louis down there in the right, you may see a clear here. We're looking for second place on this this level from Jank Pickle tonight. But I always try to mention for folks, you know, GDQ. Oh wait, Louis, here we go. Hold up, wait, I'll tell you in a minute. Louis, all right, Louis in the pipe, and up. Oh shit! Oh man, never a dull moment. Oh, that was funny. Louis Douce. There, it was a fake out. It was an invisible floor fake out ending, but they still managed to fall off the edge. So actually making it for the ice block midair at the end, even though they knew they could just run across. Louis Douce, always a class act. Nicely done. It's always, I think Louis is just such an entertaining player to watch. They're very talented and very smart about how they go about this stuff. They're very, very clever. Good stuff. Well, we got Ike here trying to figure out this big block strat. Bunker Games getting through the pink wall. B2 DE81 in the lower right, working on section number 1, but we're not too far into the race yet. There's plenty of time. But of GDQ, I always try to tell people, like, my advice is always that GDQ is the perfect time to watch a run of a game that you've never seen before. And every time GDQ is on, every time I'm there, I always try to watch at least a couple of things that just seem interesting to me. Something like Birds Aren't Real, the game. No idea what that is, no idea what it's gonna be, but you know, GDQ, you're gonna hear the commentary, you're gonna get to see the entire run, whereas if you watch someone streaming, sometimes they're gonna reset or whatever, you know, going for a PB, and you only get to see the first couple of levels or whatever over and over again. But GDQ, you're gonna get to see the whole thing, and you really have a cool chance to learn about a game that you might really like and might want to pick up for yourself. So make sure to check out something you don't know what it is. I don't know what it is either, but I promise you will be impressed. Exactly, yeah, right? The runs and commentary are always so high quality, you can watch almost any game and enjoy. I really agree with that. I really agree with that. Honestly, when I'm at home, from the times I've been watching GDQ, like at home, I just have it on, like, all the time. Like, oh, what's on? It doesn't matter, it's GDQ. It's gonna be pretty decent. B2 in the lower right here, playing pretty decent themselves. Getting consistently back to this Goomba, and you're correctly reading the direction of that arrow. Slurpy Ninja doing Mega Man 9 Buster only. Oh heck yeah, that'll be cool. I don't know if they've done them. Have they done Mega Man 9 before? I know that's, well, I was gonna say recent, but it probably came out like a long time ago. I remember it was recent. Baldur's Gate 3 glitchless, nice. Yeah, Balatro. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Speaking of games, I have no idea what's going on. That one. I've been calling it Blatario or something because I always just mispronounce it, and that's just stuck in my head. So now it's just called Blatari to me, like Atari but with blah. I don't understand that game. I don't understand it, and I don't know what's going on. Some cards happen, some numbers go up, some numbers go down, some cards happen. I'm sure it will be explained, so that might be a perfect way to even learn about it. B2, yeah, they do have a nice Goomba strat, kind of getting it to bounce a little bit. This consistency is really going to help out. They know what they want here. B2 in the lower right. Oh, for the win. B2, one slope away. Nicely done. There's a checkpoint. B2 at DE81. Nathan, Bunker, Ike, SMB, everybody working on section number 2 right now. 4 out of 10 for length, but 6 out of 10 for execution, so watch out. Ike, yo, Ike SMB in the lower left. Ah! They certainly know what they want here. Half-Life 2, any percent. Hollow Knight, true ending. Man. Oh, Muscle March. I know that one. Yeah, where like you're like those muscle dudes and you have to like strike a pose and then the wall comes at you and you have to be in the right pose. That's like a Japanese game show thing, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, that will be funny. Looks like Silly Block is gonna be silly. I mean, as expected, but I remember the very first GDQ I ever went to, very first one, I really wanted to see Silly Block, and it was at like 4 in the morning, and so I'm tired, I'm exhausted, and I trudged down to the stream room, and it just immediately brightens my mood, because the stream room is at 4 in the morning is just nothing but me and everyone else just kind of sitting there being like, the energy is just phenomenal. And if you're actually going to GDQ, I would absolutely recommend being in the stream room for Silly Block. It is a wonderful experience. We do, yeah, we got that SM64 10-star randomizer blindfolded. And if anyone's gonna pull that off, it's gonna be Bubzia, who has contributed a lot. They were in the Summoning Salt video about Mario 64 blindfolded, so you know they know what's up. And Ike, maybe they know what's up here in the lower left. Damage boost and into the pipe. Let's see what Ike does here. Keep your eyes on the lower left. Oh. Oh. Oh, they're going for it again. What honor. What honor. Oh, such, oh, okay. All right, well, you know. All right, good try. They tried. You know what? I give half credit on honor for that one. They did their best. But there's Ike SMB getting out of here. I believe that is a second place. Yeah, I don't know if they didn't did they not realize, or did they actually want to go for the midair? Third, excuse me. I'm all over the place today. Excuse me. Third place. Yeah, you can always check. Yeah, you can, as Doc suggests, check that leaderboard with the exclamation leaderboard command. We've got Isherwood, 81, coming in here in the lower left. First section, but it looks like they are doing just fine. Yeah, they've got the strats, they've got the hesitation. They know what's up. Yo, Isherwood, oh, looking close for the thing there. That's a tricky slope at the end. Bunker Games still going ahead with this one block strat, but can they make it work? Oh, you know what? That Star Trek Deep Space Nine game for SNES, it's like not terrible. It's kind of like oh, something like Flashback, The Quest for Identity or something. It's like, how would you even describe it? It's like a cinematic platformer, or like old like Prince of Persia type games where like it's a platformer type RPG thing where you go and talk to people and solve things, but your character is like has like real world kind of physics. I have actually played that a little bit. That's gonna be interesting to see. Nathan. Not quite, but they're bringing the big block with them, so that's a good start. Oh, Bunker. That was it, though. So, fun fact, the keyhole is a sprite, in fact. And as a sprite, it can be frozen with the ice flower. And that blue coin there is kind of indicating that's what they want to do. Oh, good call too, Doc. I didn't know when that was being posted. We have a clear video in Discord. This level can be a little esoteric, so like Doc said, we've got the clear video there if anyone wants to actually check the strats. And here's Nathan in the upper right. A little bit of caution. Oh, hey, there you go. Yo, true ending with the mushroom power-up. Bringing the block through. Nicely done. Oh, yeah, because of the fake-out floor, you can just bring that block through for an extra little power-up at the end. Excellently done. And that's going to be number 4. First place on the second podium. We got Ender of Games back here in the upper right. It's Ender, Bunker, Germdove, B2, and me and you. And a couple of Galoombas for good measure. It looks like Bunker could make it work with that small block strat. I think this is a case for Bunker where they just like haven't questioned what is working, because clearly it's working. You know what I mean? Like everything they're doing is working, it is getting through, and sometimes questioning what seems to be working is like the hardest thing of a Kaizo race, actually. Why would they question it? It works perfectly. They freeze the Koopa right at the thing, they bring the block, it does the stuff they seemingly need it to do. So I think they're gonna make this work. If they can get some quick jumps and get those spin jumps on those yellow turn blocks out of the way, I think they actually could make it happen. Nathan, too, thank you for the raid. Very well played tonight. Great swag ending, bringing that big ice block across. Good job. That's a 4th place, and that's very respectable. Yeah, this is, I think, definitely one of those levels. Here goes Germdove in the lower left. Let's go. I want this for them. Oh, slippy. As they say in Pittsburgh, it's slippy out there. Ian's better watch out. Bunker Games. Oh, you love to see it. Bunker Games, rightfully being concerned about pipes. You love to see it. Oh, that is just great. Oh, this makes me thrilled. But it's okay. We got the checkpoint there at the end. And they've got the silly Koopa, too. Oh, yeah, take it, Bunker. You earned it. You earned it. That was awesome. Really well done, though. They made it through. A little bit of an alternate strat, but they made it work, and I love that. I absolutely love that. Sub-hour even. That is very respectable. Here goes Germdove again in the lower left. That consistency's paying off. Now it's your turn, Germdove. I think they might be able to make it with the iframes. Let's go. They did it. They got it. They got it. They took damage a little bit earlier, but they had just enough time with the iframes. Very well done. So Germdove's moving on, well earned, and Bunker is out of here. We got Roke Games 05 in the upper right. We got Ender of Games. We got Germdove and B2 down at the bottom. Second section on the bottom half, first section on the top. Top 10. We're top 10 world's most deserving H's. YouTube countdown video. Definitely not clickbait hashtag. And yo, yeah, let's give it up for Jank. Jank Pickle in chat making this this icy, slippy level for us all. Fun stuff tonight. And then, you know, talking about GDQ too, if you haven't gone and watched Jank's run of Mario Wonder from the past AGDQ, watch it. It is absolutely stellar. I was on the couch for it, feeling a little rough because we hadn't eaten anything that day yet. But I was there, and Cosmic and someone else whose name is escaping me at the moment, but they have a great radio commentary voice. But it was a really good run, and if you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. Dangers, thanks. I don't know why, but I was thinking Smiler, and I was like, no, their name wasn't Smiler, but it was something like that. What was it? It wasn't Smiler. It was Dangers. Any Dangers in chat? Here goes Roke in the upper left. Oh, man. Maybe with the iframes. Let's go. Make that jump. They've got it. Nicely done. Roke Games getting that H as well. Having an intuitive sense of the duration of one's iframes is a really good skill to have. It's the kind of thing you develop over time. You know, it just takes like that intuition and practice. You got to take a lot of damage and do a lot of damage boosting in order to get that, but having an intuitive sense of how long your iframes are going to last helps you out in situations like we've seen tonight, where you might be able to get an extra block further if you just kind of don't panic. Sometimes I see, you know, I'm not doing it myself, but, you know, racers or Kaizo players kind of panic when they have iframes and make sloppier moves. But if you think about it, you have a good amount of iframes, enough to make some serious moves in that time. So if you just slow it down, think, keep trying, jump quickly, who knows, it might all work out. And you know, chat, you feeling okay tonight? You feeling good? It's Saturday. I hope you're feeling warm, comfy, despite the rainy. Wow, I don't know if it's ever. I just assume that the weather where I'm at is the weather where it is for everyone, but it's kind of cold and rainy out here today. So I hope you're feeling warm, comfy, wrapped up with ROM hack races, maybe a pet. Hope your pets are doing well. Mallow is curled up in a box. Warm and cozy as is his wont. But yo, if you're just joining us again, you can check out romhackraces.com if you want to download this patch or learn more about us. And this level's difficulty rankings this week were 6 out of 10 for execution, 7 out of 10 for complexity, 2 sections, and those sections are 4 out of 10 for length. It is a pizza day, isn't it? Sky and I were gonna get pizza, but we didn't want to go that far into town. We had a buy one get one small specialty pizza coupon that we were saving. Yo, good luck basketball team also. I hope they win the I still don't. What's the ultimate prize in basketball? I feel like I've asked this question before and forgot. Like the Stanley Cup in hockey, the pennant in baseball. I only know that because of Angels in the Outfield. I only know that well, when the Angels win the pennant from Angels in the Outfield, that's the only reason I know that. The Larry O'Brien, they win a whole guy? The team just like, all right, Larry, we won. You're ours now. That doesn't sound legal, man. Got to abuse those pizza coupons while you can. Mars is gonna get another tick on their bingo card for GC7 commentary because that reminds me of a Mitch Hedberg joke. Pizza Hut has a deal. It says they accept all competitors' coupons. That's cocky, man. I want to open up my own pizzeria and then give out coupons that say free pizza with purchase of ice water, free pizza franchise with purchase of small drink, offer not good at any Mitch's Pizza locations. Although if Pizza Hut were giving out free pizza ovens with purchase, like, I wouldn't be able to take that home. That's not gonna fit in my car. I appreciate that everyone's abusing the pizza coupon privileges. That's a privilege that ought to be abused to the fullest extent allowable by U.S. law, frankly. So I applaud your efforts at free pizzas. We had this. I went to a combination punk rock show arcade the other night. They were two separate locations, but I was doing both, and the venue had this stuff that I'd never had before. Which it's not for everyone, but I was enjoying it. It's a type of, the brand was called Garage, so the can just said Garage Beer, and they had a flyer for it on the wall, and their tagline was beer flavored beer. And let me tell you what, that was the most accurate advertising I've ever heard in my life. I got one and the guy was like, what do you think? I'm like, it tastes exactly like what they said it would. Here goes B2 though. Oh, trying to get a taste of freedom at the end. Oh no! Pressing that grab button a little bit too soon, missing that block jump grab. B2 is gonna get it though. Keep your eyes on the lower right hand corner. Yo, it's Isherwood up here. Endless Descent working hard. Roke Games, everybody working hard. Roke, Isherwood, Germdove, B2. Thank you so much. Yo, Retro Gamer, thank you for that resub. Thank you so much. All your subs and bits and things go right back into the ROM Hack Races community so we can keep bringing you these races every week. We really appreciate that. I'm excited for everyone. I'm glad Doc mentioned something about it, because I'm really excited for everyone to find out who all the makers are for the relay. B2, oh, they're gonna make history with a clear. B2 got the silly Koopa. Oh, okay, nice try. I appreciate everyone's attempts at that. Oh. Oh, okay. Take it, B2. It's yours. Oh, okay. All right. I respect that. B2 actually going for the grab block midair. I respect this. This is a really good example how, it's ROM Hack Races. We have a race. Here goes Isherwood for the... Oh, they missed their ride. Nice try, though. We say ROM Hack Races, but really it is the racer versus the level. That's the true race. The true race is of the self. Ah, okay, all right. I thought they were gonna go for it, but really they just wanted to jump back and try again. What a gamer. What a gamer. Oh, I love this. Oh, good job, B2. Oh, okay. Oh, nice attempt though. Yeah, throw it up and then jump on it while it's falling. A lot of possibilities with these ice blocks. Oh, good job, B2. I appreciate this. I appreciate the effort. It's less about the race and more about what you want out of it. Yeah, oh, B2, the determination. That's the sign of good stuff. There we go. B2, well done. Yeah, the true mushroom ending. If this were a speedrun, you might want that mushroom for another level. That's something, and this just occurs to me for no reason, but I think about the Quickie World speedrun, like Quickie World 100%, where there is no counter break, right? So you can take mushrooms out of the levels and use them in other levels, I think that's kind of a cool thing. Like, counter break has become one of these very standard things that just goes on every hack. But if you're kind of making your hack to be speed ran, maybe consider not using it. Because an elaborate strat to take a mushroom into the next level could really be a cool thing and makes the run kind of interesting. So, you know, prospective makers, think about it, will you? I believe it was Atticus Finch who said, "Not all hacks need counter break. Some strats are better without it." Oh, sorry, that wasn't Atticus, that was Groucho Marx. I wrote my whole book report in 11th grade about that quote. Thought it was pretty deep at the time. Endless Ascent in the lower right, working on the first section along with Isherwood in the upper right, Germdove and Roke Games on the left. Yo, nice vibes there from Endless. Freezing that block and kind of vibing up by the ceiling. That is, I agree. That's a nice part about running vanilla hacks, which I would like to see more of that as well. I was a little bummed we didn't get a Lunar Dragon run for GDQ because I really enjoy the vanilla stuff just as much as Kaizo. Would be cool to see more standard hack speedruns, especially because standard hacks give you more of an opportunity for cheese and things like that, counter break, using Kaizo strats. That's really what I want to see. I want to see people using Kaizo strats to speedrun a non-Kaizo hack. Oh, good call, Doc. I completely forgot about that, but that is really, yeah, that is awesome. I mean, I never want to be like, boy, I hope somebody's run has to drop out. But we got a backup run, yes. Frozen Flagon with fresh hops. Maybe nobody's run will get dropped and like everyone will just be so fast and so underestimate that they'll be like, we need a run, and Flagon will be like, I have a run. Yeah, that's true. They added a ton of backups into the marathon because they were more efficient. And the setup last time was amazingly efficient. Everyone, it just was so fast. The double stage setup was really smart. So I can only imagine that they've gotten even better at working with that setup since then. So here's hoping, yeah. Yo, thank you so much, B2, for the sub. Great race tonight. Well played. You did it. You got the very honorable ending, too, with the big ice block midair. Great job. Thank you for that resub. I am very excited for the maker reveal. That's gonna be pretty cool. I mean, I don't know what the levels are, but I know some things, and that's all I'm gonna say. At the risk of saying more. Isherwood back in the upper right for a chance at the checkpoint. Nice try. Oh, can they? Nah. Nice try, though. Nice try. Nah, you're not an idiot. Nah. That's just one of those things. I mean, honestly, I was saying, like, I can understand where you're coming from. When I was testing the level, I thought, oh, that arrow means go in the pipe. It is kind of pointing right to the pipe. So no worries on that. You're a strong player. There's Roke too. Speaking of strong players, Roke Games there making it all the way to the keyhole, and that's just a hop, skip, and a jump away from the ice block midair. Isherwood, yo, consistency. Come on. Oh, God, they got to get the duck. They've got to change their luck by adopting a duck. Can anyone tell me where that message, what hack features a message box that says change your luck by adopting a duck? Deep Kaizo lore trivia question. Oh, dang. Yo, you're right. Man, I was expecting that to be more of a stumper. Well, okay. 100 points to Lincoln. First one in chat, and you get control of the buzzer for round 2, the lightning round. So, which direction do you want to move Mikey? Mikey's going up. Doot 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 doot. Yep, that's Breakfast Kaizo World. Oh, come on, Nick Arcade? Anybody? Nick Arcade? That was a classic. If you... I use the word endearingly, but if you youngsters are not familiar with Nick Arcade, holy moly, that was the coolest game show of the 90s that quite possibly ever was. I also always wanted to be on Nick Arcade. And it's fresh in my mind because the arcade I was at last night had a Nick Arcade machine. It's just a Sega Genesis in a plywood cabinet, but wow, I got to play a Nick Arcade machine. Isherwood, oh, trying to move Mikey all the way to the H. Nick Arcade was a video game, little history lesson for you. It was a video game show on Nickelodeon in the early 90s. There was an older video game show called Starcade, which I don't think I was around for. I never even knew about it as a kid. I don't think they were broadcasting, where contestants answer questions about video games and then play arcade games for a score. If you've never seen Starcade either, there's plenty of episodes on YouTube. It's pretty funny. It's also a funny, interesting look at like how good the average gamer was back in the day, and it's surprising. The results may surprise you. Isherwood, oh, you got it. They got the frames. Go for it. Yes! Isherwood. Yeah, we're seeing these tight iframe moves from everybody at that checkpoint tonight, so nicely done, Isherwood. Moving on to the second half. Mikey's going forward. But Nick Arcade had the main round was there was like a little video board, and the host would ask you questions, and if you got the questions right, you got to move Mikey. He was the video game guy, and there was like a little grid, and you said like, Mikey, I want him to go up or down or whatever, and you wanted to get Mikey to the exit by moving him correctly, and you might land on like prizes or troll options or whatever. Roke trying not to get trolled here. Oh, nice try, nice try. And then you got to play the video game like round where there were like a whole bunch of cabinets of like video games, and you got to pick what game you wanted to play, and you had to get like a high score. And then at the end, the winning team, this was the coolest part, the winning team got to go inside the video zone. That's right, the video zone. And they had to face off against, what was his name, Murloc, the video wizard. And the gimmick of this was that, you know, for me as a child watching this, you're going into the video game. And I was blown away, mind blown. Roke trying to, nice try, Roke. I was absolutely mind blown by this because as a child, I did not understand green screen technology. Germdove, though, oof, maybe understanding ice block technology, but green screen technology was a new and mystical science, and me as a child, I did not understand how it worked at all. What was really happening was that the contestants would go through a door and some fog machine fog would roll out, and then they would stand in front of a green screen and like move around and, you know, do some little obstacle courses to look to the audience like they were in a video game. And to me as a kid, I was like, they're going into a video game. That is actually truly happening. Television is real, and they are going in the video game as we speak. It's pretty corny, but it's got that wonderful, super hype 90s charm to it that is simply irresistible to nostalgic fools like myself. That is true. Yes, indeed. The bonus round was either obscenely unfair or they had no good players ever. I think it was kind of a combination of both. A short time limit, and also the fact that, like, they were playing, I mean, really, they were on a green screen, so I can only think that even in the modern times, that would be a little bit challenging, right? Because you have to, like, behind the scenes, like, what they're doing is looking at themselves on a monitor and then trying to move around and, like, move their hands and stuff to react to what they're seeing. So I kind of get, like, why they looked like they were just playing poorly, because it was just, like, an inherently challenging thing to do in the first place. Ugh. Oh, well, we're gonna see some rainy skies moving in through Seattle over here, and what's that? Murloc and a whole horde of demons are gonna be coming down to the city later this weekend, so you might want to take some garlic with you if you go outside. You know, and the funny thing was, what was your grand prize? A trip to Universal Studios where you already are? You know, like, it was being filmed at Nickelodeon Studios, and your grand prize is another trip to Nickelodeon Studios. Like, you could just keep winning the game forever and ever and just never leave. Oh, Germdove, though, trying to leave. Gotta read that blue indicator coin. Remember, the keyhole is a sprite, actually, and can be frozen with the freezing block. Germdove, yo, that consistency! Mikey's going into the storm cellar. Mikey's getting swept away by a tornado. I know it wouldn't be, and I'm not trying to make fun or make light of the plight of people who have actually had to deal with tornadoes. I understand that it wouldn't be, but in cartoon world, cartoon logic and physics, it looks really fun to get swept up by a tornado, you know, and just, like, fly around in the air. Like, the Wizard of Oz made that seem kind of cool, you know? I blame the Wizard of Oz for that one. In reality, though, it would not be fun at all, but it seems fun. Just like how, like, as a kid, I also thought that you could hold an umbrella and jump off a high enough thing and you'd float like Mary Poppins. You cannot. Do not try this at home. But I was pretty convinced that you could, and I was really kind of mad that my dad wouldn't let me get the ladder out so I could get on the roof, because the swing set wasn't high enough to jump off of. And I was like, Dad, if you let me on the roof, I bet I could fly. He's like, no. And I'm like, Dad, you're not understanding. I'm holding an umbrella. Germdove. Nicely done. Oh, yeah, Germdove making it through there, freezing that keyhole sprite, getting the silly Koopa. Now, what will they do? Oh, good try. All right. Oh, good try. All right, gonna take it. That's fair. That is fair. Germdove with the big 21. Nicely done. Well earned. Everybody's doing... Oh, hey, Roke, too. Oh, hey, look at this. Oh, I was watching Germdove, and we got Roke Games in there for the 16. Grabbing that checkpoint. Big... Well, actually, technically, that is called a giant gate. Just to get your terminology straight here. And then there were 3. If you're ever interested, if you'd like to race with us, these races are open to the public. Anyone who would like to try out, well, you don't have to try out, you just have to sign up over on romhackraces.com, and that's just to let us know you want to race and we should check out your stream. Head on over if you want, and also on the site you can join the Discord server, chat with us off stream. It's a really cool community if you want to learn more about Kaizo or racing or improve your skills a little bit. It is a veritable nexus of really talented makers and players and stuff. So if you ever want to learn a little bit more or jump in, get involved, maybe even volunteer and help us out sometime, we would appreciate that. And you can do that all over on the website and the Discord. Ender of Games here, looking pretty sharp in the bottom part of the screen. They made it to the Goomba. Let's see what they've got. Oh, that was so close. They got this. They got this. I'm not sure what's going on with the graphics. Yeah, that I'm not. That one escapes me. Something funky fresh though. Wait, Super Soccer. Are you talking about the game Super Kappa? Because that game is pretty rare and expensive. If you still have your copy of Super Kappa, you could sell that for a pretty penny. Not that you might want to, just that it's a valuable game. Emulator conflicts for Ender, right on. Football. No. American soccer. That's cool too. Like, that reminds me of a story too. I met this guy at a show one time, and he liked my hoodie, so we started talking. And this guy was like, he was like older. He was, you know, kind of gray hair, kind of like rock and roll guy. And this guy was like, I'm like, well, what do you do? And I told him a little bit about video games and stuff. He's like, oh, that's cool. I'm a storm chaser. And that's really interesting to me because I've always wanted to go along with storm chasers and see that kind of thing up close. It's fascinating to me. And so I wanted to learn more, and I asked him, I was like, oh, that's like so cool, man. Like, what do you do? Do you film? Do you like go out in a van? Like, or do you work for the weather service or whatever? And he's just like, no, I don't do any of that. Well, like, all right, well, how are you a storm chaser? Well, I go and I find where storms are, and then I go and I stand in them. I'm like, oh, like you don't like, you just stand? Yeah, I just stand in them. It's really cool. You ever just stand in a storm? Like, yeah, I guess I have done that. But he was like, not really a storm chaser. But I suppose he was. I mean, who am I to deny? But that was his whole trip. He just goes and finds storms and stands in them. I don't know. Maybe he was just making that up, but he seemed pretty enthusiastic about the whole endeavor. There's a state park not too far from me where a tornado came through long ago, and it ripped up like a path through the woods. And instead of fixing it, they turned it into a feature, and now you can go and walk on the tornado trail, which is kind of cool because they like still have like some like ripped up trees and stuff that they never got rid of. It's kind of cool. But to be sure, you know, not to make light of people whose lives and towns and selves have been upended by the destruction of storms. It's just think that it's kind of cool, the raw power of nature. Oh, speaking of raw power, Endless Ascent making almost. Nature's fascinating, man. Weather phenomenons are just fascinating to me. Tornadoes and hurricanes, tsunamis, earthquakes, volcanoes, giant hailstorms, lightning. It's all very interesting to me. I never wanted to be a meteorologist, but I did kind of want to be like that guy I met, you know, just go and find storms and stand in them. Maybe I should take him up on that sometime. Like, I'll call that guy and be like, hey man, it's a big storm coming. You want to come stand in my backyard? You know, 1 hour and 30 minutes elapsed. I think we're going to see some more clears here for sure. If you're here to cheer on your favorite players, racers, streamers you like, I suggest putting some of their emotes up in chat to celebrate. And if anyone here has impressed you with their skills, go and follow them. Check them out on Twitch. Check out their respective channels. There are a lot of folks getting their names out there and showing us what they've got. There are a ton of really cool people playing Kaizo on Twitch in our community. And you would do yourself a favor by going and seeing what they have to show you. That would be kind of funny there, Blue Ribbon, if emulators had a feature where you could digitally, like, blow in the cartridge. In reality, though, you shouldn't do that. Just get a Q-tip and some 91% isopropyl alcohol, and just wet the Q-tip and swab the pins of your cartridge to clean them. When you're not pulling out dirt anymore, you know that it's fine. Just do that instead. A little more sanitary, anyhow. Like, here, you want this used game? I spit in it several times. Like, no, I don't. My guess, Ike, is that they just need cleaned. In all my years of collecting, which date back to the early 2000s at least, in all my collecting years, I have only ever ran into one single game that couldn't be saved, and I still don't know why. And ironically enough, it's a copy of No Escape for Atari 2600 that I pulled out of this mad scientist's basement one night. And I've only ever found one, and no matter what I did, I opened it up, I cleaned it perfectly, I did all the things, and I just couldn't save it. It still just malfunctions. I don't know if it got water damaged or whatever. 9.9 times out of 10, the only thing you need to do is clean them, and they're gonna work great. Little bit of isopropyl alcohol on a Q-tip, and just get the Q-tip wet and swab it around in there, and you'll feel it like pulling up dirt. And if you look at the Q-tip, it'll be kind of blackened. Just repeat that process until you're no longer pulling up dirt on either side of the pins. Should be just fine. There was one, I think it was a copy of Karate Champ. I got it out of, I think my buddy, I don't remember where I got it, but I got it in a box of games from somebody, and it had like, it seemed as though the cartridge itself had been like dipped into a vat of Pepsi, which then hardened onto the cartridge itself and formed a sort of like protective shield around everything. And that took some work, but eventually we actually got that game playing, and thus we played Karate Champ for a whole 20 minutes. So even Pepsi damaged Karate Champs can be saved. Those cartridge games are so incredibly durable. It's amazing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why the alcohol, because it evaporates really quickly. Even if a game rattles when you shake it, it's probably not damaged. It's probably a little piece of plastic inside the cartridge, like the molding for it, that got broken off, and that's all it is. Very, very, very rarely. Literally, I've only ever seen one game that couldn't be saved. I've cleaned a lot of video game cartridges in my day. My whole collection's due for a clean, but that's like 700 cartridges, and I'm just like, ugh, I'll do it later. Again, yo, we're just kind of chatting about stuff. We got Endless, Isherwood, and Ender of Games working hard here on this level. If you came in late, if you have questions or want to learn more, please feel free to shout it out. I feel like everybody by now kind of gets the gist of what's going on in this level, so if you don't, then we will teach you. Endless, yo, Endless Ascent, let's go! One jump away! Ah! Gotta get that swag. Isherwood here too, trying to make this jump without the... Oh, okay, they're actually trying to spawn the bullet back in. I believe it is possible just to make that jump without it, but it's a little more challenging. I really like how the ice blocks kind of push you back at the beginning. There's just something very funny to me about that, and I enjoy it. There's not really a lot of stuff. Come to think of it, really, in Kaizo, there's not a lot of stuff that like pushes Mario like that. You know, like an actual block that you throw around that will like send you flying. I think more could be done with that whole idea. Even grab blocks or whatever, you know, instead of picking them up again after they're active, they just push you like this. You could do some cool stuff with that, really. Oh, you could use keys for that too, yeah. That'd be interesting. Hey, my pleasure. I like just throwing out these things. You know, like, I don't have time or energy to make all the stuff, but I do have lots of ideas. So I like just putting them out there, and maybe someone else will use it. Manifesting the terrifying Mario hacks of the future. Oh, y'all doing all right? You feeling okay? Keeping it chill, keeping it comfy. Thanks for making ROM hack races a little part of your Saturday. You can always follow us again and come back every Saturday for more levels. What are you watching? What are you playing this weekend? What's good for games? What cartridge is in your Nintendo? I got a chance yesterday to play some new pinball machines, new to me. I was having a really good time with the new Jaws from Stern, and Black Knight Sword of Rage, the third one in the series. Holy cow, that was way more fun than I thought it would be. Loved it. My first game I got on the leaderboard, and I was just like, this is for me. Really easy to pick up and play. Everybody, yeah, folks have been talking about the Fallout show. I think it's high time we have video game related media that isn't just silly and corny. You know, there's been a drought of that for like a long time, and I'm glad that there's actually some good video game stuff coming out lately. Gives me hope, you know. Jump Half is fun. That's one of those always recommended hacks. What should I play? Like, well, have you played Jump Half? Not only at the end will you have beaten it, but you'll be able to say proudly, yes, I have. I was digging Jaws pinball. I don't know how many pinballers we've got here, but the Stern just put out Jaws based on the film of the same name, and I didn't know at first, but I was digging it. I was liking it. I got on the board for that one too. A lot of mode stacking. You're like literally just stacking every mode all the time, and that's kind of interesting. I like that whole MO in a game. Gets you doing a lot of things at once. Really thinking about what shots you want to make. Freaking Mario World slopes. Maybe that could be a level too. You lean into the idea that you can clip through slopes and just make them do that a bunch. Ender of Games. Making it to the Goomba, but no ice power up. Oh, is that the Grand Poo World 3 Bowser? The big one? Wow, I'd love to be good at Kaizo. Hey, you know what? That's fair. That's absolutely fair. And you know, something to keep in mind with that though is that like there are easier and more effective ways to learn Kaizo other than just to sort of bust yourself on a really tough level like this. There's so much diversity out there. You know, if you'd like to learn more, our community and we can certainly help you out with that. My recommendation would honestly be to start out with some standard hacks. You know, the better you are at moving the character, the more you know about what the different enemies do and how they act and things, the better off you'll be for Kaizo and the easier it'll be to approach that kind of thing. But yeah, I certainly see there's a certain amount of do this level for a couple hours kind of thing. Everybody ends up running into that. So just take it slowly. Take it one level, one jump at a time. But don't count out standard as a viable option and a way to kind of get yourself playing some things without needing to do the really hard stuff. Oh, glad you're having fun with Tunic. Ender of Games back again. Come on. Aha! Every time. Come on, maybe with the... that was a good try, though. Just gotta get on that ice block and get down. Yo, good consistency, though, from Ender. They've got another try. Let's go. Oh. Can they make it? Oh, I hope they... Oh, that was so close, though. Man, the accidental block jump grab. Too good. When you do a too much frame perfect trick. Too much frame perfectory. A frame perfectarian. That's that consistency, though. Mallow the cat has decided to wake up from his box. He's scratching my chair. He does destroy the furniture, doesn't he? He's a fuzzy little guy though, so I'll allow it. He just doesn't understand who I'm talking to, you know? Like, there's no one else here. He can't see you or smell you. So who the heck am I talking to? It's not him. I would be saying things about salmons if it were. All right, excuse me for 1 second. I gotta get up and make sure this little fuzzy cat has the food that he so dearly requires. So 1 second, be right back. All right, happy to report Mallow the cat getting the snacks that he deserves. The good snacks. Well, thanks again for hanging out tonight. I hope you're all having a nice, comfy time. Check out some other Kaizo streams on Twitch as well. Plenty of folks playing tonight. Lots of GDQ hype in the air. It's just like on Twitch, Mallow eats bits. He has some soft food also, but he loves his bits. And they are literally called life source bits. They are the source of his life. He has been adequately stocked. Oh, thank you. Thank you. But for ROM hack races, your bits and subs go right back to the ROM hack race community. Mallow's very fuzzy, but he does not eat the ROM hack race bits. But thanks for them anyway. We will use those to keep bringing you ROM hack races. Yo, nice save there, Ender. Hey, where's the Goombro? There should be a Goombro here. Oh dear. That's never happened before. Maybe they went too far ahead and it spawned early. Yeah, I saw that. Blindfolded Mario 64. Maybe they'll finally take it to its final form and do it with a drum kit too. If you haven't seen the drum % run of Mario 64 from last time, check that one out because that was really cool to see live. Yeah, the sheer amount of confidence displayed by something like bland-folded randomizer is pretty impressive to me. Ran-folded blandomizer. Blandomizer. That's if it's really boring. Hey, this isn't a randomizer, it's a blandomizer. But I have no doubt that Bubsy's run will not be boring. Rather the opposite. Yeah, you know, that's the thing. It's not decades old to us. It is, objectively. Endless Ascent with a shot at it. Oh, so close. But, you know, I don't know. This game came out this week. And we've got more Kaizo hacks coming out every week. Seems to be no sign of stopping. I tend to think of Mario World, you know, the physics engine, the game that is Mario World, more as like an instrument. You know, the piano is an ancient instrument, so to speak, but people are still making new compositions for it. Oh, that'll be fun. Evil Admiral Kiwi next week, maker of Dupu World 2, will have another level for us. We do these races every Saturday night. Starts at about 7:30 pre-show and races at 8 p.m. sharp Eastern Standard Time. So if you enjoy this or you already know about it, then you know where to be. Saturday nights at 8. And we really have. We've really turned Mario World from a game into an instrument. It is now just a medium. Mario World is more akin to acrylic paint than it is a painting, if that makes any sense. Ooh, that's a good one. It's a platform as much as it is a platformer. That's a good one. Ender. Oh, looking good. Ender of Games with the H. Let's go. Yo, put some H's up in chat. Well played. GG. Excellent job. Bold determination wins the day. Ender and Isherwood now working on Section 2. Endless Ascent working hard on Section 1. Endless Ascent for their try at the H. Oh no! Good try, good try. Kaizo level randomizer. Certain things like that have been suggested in the past. There are a few issues that get raised. It's an interesting idea, and it'd be cool in execution. I think the issue becomes, well, one of them is that different games and different ROMs have a lot of differences under the hood. Different codes and ASMs that have been used, map 16 graphics that are all over the place and stored differently. So getting a bunch of different levels like that to all work together in one ROM or system is more of a challenge than it might seem. And yeah, to be sure, yeah, if you want to, you can always just randomize yourself. You could close your eyes and pick hacks from a list if you wished. But getting different levels to play together is more of a challenge. And then add to that the idea that, you know, maybe some creators would like that, and some creators wouldn't want their stuff to be included in something like that for one valid reason or another. So it's not a bad idea. It just breaks down sometimes in practicality. Well, all right, y'all. We usually schedule about 2 hours for these broadcasts, and we are reaching the end of our time together here. We will be back on Saturday next with another ROM hack race for you. In the meantime, there are plenty of awesome folks that are streaming Kaizo in the community, and I would recommend going and watching them. They're all really good. Really, there's seriously talented players, and they're on right now. So follow some of the racers, follow ROM hack races, and come back and see us again on Saturday. You can always, of course, check out romhackraces.com, jump on our Discord server, and download this patch or any of the other patches that we've had. There's a lot of really cool stuff to play. Give it up one more time for everybody that participated in the race tonight. Jank Pickle, our maker, Mithrillionaire, Mason, SMW, Gossip Greg, Blue Ribbon High Life, All the Low End, Fen, and me, Glitchcat, who tested the level, Dr. No, running the restream, Doc, Starlord, and Kelgand, and Blue Ribbon High Life on the scouting. Kelgand and Ampersam, Underway, Fen, friends who are always helping us out around the Discord, and you, and for being so kind and cool and having a good time and hanging out. Thank you all so much for being a part of it. I'm gonna let Doc send us over on a raid, and hopefully we'll see y'all next week for another ROM hack race. You matter. Your thoughts matter, your heart matters, your feelings matter, you matter to other people in your lives, you matter to me as human beings, you matter to the internet's #1 long boy furret. And the people that matter to you in your lives would love to hear from you about that. We know Black Lives Matter, LGBTQIA+ lives matter, Indigenous lives matter, disabled and autistic lives matter, and you. I have been GlitchCat7, you have been you. I will probably see all my friends on my stream tomorrow. I'll probably stream tomorrow because I take a weekend off. So thanks for hanging out. I'll see you around. Watch some Kaizo, play some games, give your pets a hug if applicable. And thanks for making ROM hack races a part of your Saturday. Thank you so much. Keep on hacking. We'll see you next time. Peace.